Hello, my name is Matt with Wash and Spin Laundromat. Today I'm going to show you how to properly load, select, and use our washing machines as well as our dryers so that you get the best experience from our machines. In Wash and Spin we have 3 different size machines. We have 3 load machines, we have 2 load machines, we have 4 load machines, and 6 load machines. In order for you to get the proper experience and get the best cleanliness from any of your machines, you need to select the right machine for the amount of laundry you're getting ready to do. In our case, this load of laundry here is about 2 loads. This actually weighs about 19 pounds, and so therefore our 2 load machines, which is about 20 pounds worth of laundry, isn't quite enough, so we're going to choose a 3 load machine to use. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the machine and make sure there's nothing inside of it. Make sure there's no other clothes left over. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and load the machine. One thing we do recommend is that any socks be unballed. Other than that, it doesn't really matter whether your clothes are inside, right side out, or inside out. They'll still get clean. So I'm going to go ahead and load the machine now. Whatever you do when you load the machine, you don't want to underload it, but you also don't want to overload it. And I'll show you a little bit how to tell the difference. When you load the machine, it should be quite full, like this. But however, you should have the space at the top of about the size of a football. If you have about a football's worth of space up here, you've got the machine properly loaded. If there's only halfway up of clothes, you're actually using a machine that's too big and you can go down a size. This right here should be about right. In order to close our doors, you're going to push sideways and down. So that's the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and load your machine and select it. Select the right machine and then load it. Then we're going to go ahead and start the machine. To start the machine, you're going to swipe a store card 1 time. Then you select your temperature. In this case, I'm going to use cold. And then we're going to push the start button to start the machine. We're going to open the soap lid. And now we're going to put in our detergent. These machines are very efficient machines and they don't require much soap. This is a half a cup of soap. Excuse me, it's a half a cup. It's a measuring cup, but I've only got it a quarter a cup full. So a quarter a cup of soap is all you really need. We also use a lot of OxiClean, so we like to use that, and I'm going to put a little bit of that in as well. My fabric softener will go in the fabric softener soap dispenser, which is in the back, and I'll explain why that is later. Once you have those items loaded, you can sit back and relax. You now have a 25-minute cycle for the machine to go through, and during that cycle, the machine will do a couple things. It will do a wash cycle, it will do 2 rinse cycles. You have about a minute to put the soap in before this will flush, and you definitely want to do that and close the lid before it flushes. Otherwise it has a major mess to clean up. Second thing is, if you're using pods, you put the pods directly in the load of wash, and do not put the pods down through the soap dispenser because they will get stuck and they will not work properly. After about 5 minutes, if you want to add bleach, it will ask you to add bleach, and you'll see a note here that says add bleach. That happens about 4 to 5 minutes into the cycle. Other than that, you can kick back and relax for about 25 minutes until the cycle's finished. The machine has 3 main cycles it goes through. It goes through a wash cycle, and then it goes through 2 rinse cycles. The rinse cycles are designed to do a couple of different things. Obviously, rinse the clothes. But the second rinse cycle is designed to also inject the fabric softener that we put in. During the second rinse cycle, the fabric softener is injected into the clothes, and that's where you get that fresh smell from, as well as the fabric softening does its job of softening the clothes at that point. Lastly, it goes through an extraction cycle, which it pulls as much water out of the clothes as it possibly can, and then your dryer time should be less. Okay, now that we've gotten our items cleaned through the washers, we're now going to transfer them to the dryers. First thing we're going to do is open the door, take a look inside the dryer and make sure nothing else is in there. Since the dryer's open, we're going to go ahead and put our things into the dryer. We're going to close the door, and to start the dryer, we're going to swipe our store card one time. We're going to select low, medium, or high, and then push start. Each swipe of a store card gives 22 minutes worth of dry time. So if you need an extra 22 minutes, which we suggest about 45 minutes for normal close, you would swipe the card again and hit the start button again. You can now see that we went from 22 minutes up to 43 minutes. And that should be good for most clothes. If you have heavy clothes such as jeans or heavy towels, you may need to add additional time as needed. During the cycle, if you decide to use medium or high, you can always adjust those during the cycle. Typically, low or medium is what we would normally use. At this point, you can sit back and wait for your 43 minutes. At the end of the cycle, it will go through a cool down and it'll cool your clothes down. If you open it during the cycle, your clothes will be noticeably hot. So it's our suggestion that you keep the door closed and let it run through its full cycle. When all else fails, you can always refer to the instructions here on the machine. 1 is load laundry and close the door. 2 is select the temperature. 3 is insert your card. 4 is press the start button.